profile traders, and this is the market analysis for September the 23rd. As I mentioned on the previous recap, that now as long as we were remaining below 2005.5, we should be seeing continuation on the downside. And also this morning, when the overnight indicated weakness and we tried to break out of the overnight range on the upside and failed, this was very significant sign of a reversal, because after the retest and the push in the first half hour to the upside, the buyers had only one chance to break above the 1988 in order to go attack yesterday's minus developments, but they failed. So once this became visible, markets started to weaken pretty much good portion of the session, and then as we are witnessing right now, there is kind of a massacre to the downside. I don't know what news is triggering it, but looks to be pretty nasty. The one level that is not absolutely key is 1968. After this, there is a free fall between 68 to 40. We should go pretty fast and straight towards 1940 to 1937, where it's only there the first level of support. As it is right now, it's no doubt that weakness is in, seller is in control, in a severe control, and therefore pullbacks are used as selling opportunities. First area of resistance 1977.5 to 79.5. Second area of resistance 1983 to 1988. On the downside, we have to monitor how we break 68. Once we break 68 and it starts to expand down and we know that it's a real break, then we should be targeting 1940 to 1938. As for crude, we all heard that we started a campaign of bombing against Syrians, rebels, or should I say against ISI that are in Syria and other extremist group. Now you have the impact of this bombing and also the fact that we are going to deprave ISI to have access to all the northern Syrian oil. How much will that impact or not? Obviously, the impact could have been a much more violent one on the upside when the news kicked in, but looks like we didn't do much of a fury by pushing it up. Therefore, we are remaining still in the same trading range. In order to go further higher and exit out of this range, we have to break above 92.25. That's your first resistance. First support comes in at 91.25. So in order to explode up, we need to clear 92.25 in order to come back down for a retest of 90.8 to 90.6. We will have to go down and break 91.26. And by the way, that 90.8, 90.60 was my buy zone today, and look how accurately it came hit it and then reverse up. We were able to capture that low during the day trading. So bracketed up 91.25 to 92.25. See which side breaks. The side that we rotate the most under is going to be the side that has the most likelihood to break, and if either side is trying to break when it comes from the other extreme low or the extreme high, the likelihood of a break is going to be very little. So right now, since in the middle, if the initial push to break comes from the middle, it has a good chance to break. So watch carefully 92.25. Upside target past that should be 93. On a break of 91.25, downside target should be 90.5 to 90.8. You cannot expect much of a downside of these levels because you are now in a situation of conflict over there, and I doubt very, very seriously that we are going to break below 90 in crude. As for gold, it got a little miniature erection during the overnight, which the poor thing didn't last long because the effect of the erection was pushed away as soon as the day opened, with an immediate rejection of the open on the downside. However, now we have found a little bit of a support right around this 1221, which also was my buy zone this morning, and you can see that it did hit it extremely accurately. Now, as we are dealing with this rotation, the business is becoming quite simple. We will either have to exit above 1226 in order to go tackle today's high of 1231, or we have to exit below 1221 to come tackle the POC down there, or 1216. I am personally bullish on gold. I believe among all the assets out there is the one that is the most punished and is the only one that has not participated in this silly bubble created by the Federal Reserves, and with this continuing for eternity of zero interest rates for both euro, for the dollar, I believe that paper is as good as trash, and anyone that is holding paper should expect between inflation and the loss of value of the currencies due to extraordinary excess printing, we lose anywhere between 4 to 6% a year. So there is a lot of room for reasonable people to accumulate gold. And matter of fact, there was an article out yesterday by Reuters that there is a literal fist fight between the billionaires to attain bullions over a 10 kilo each. So smart money is accumulating into weakness. That's how they make their money. That's how they make their fortune. They buy assets when nobody else wants to touch them. And when they are done with their buying, they start their mischievous markup. And when the dumb public at the time realize that it has gone up so much that it's not time for them to join the party, that's where they sell it to the dumb public. And right now, the way gold is behaving down here compared to the rest of the market, you do not want to hear about gold because there is nothing but pain in it. But learn something. When there is pain in something, that's when the scumbags, lowlifes such as the Soroses of this world and others step in and quietly accumulate and accumulate. So today erection last night could be a sign that there is a little bit of, you know what, building up here. Maybe romance, maybe he's starting to have a little bit of feeling, this gold. Maybe it's gonna become a little bit more sexy down the road. So you have the two levels here, 21 to 26 macro bracket, and then you have upside objectives and downside objectives in case we exit out of it. For the euro trash, the drag queen diarrhea and toilet paper is absolutely dead in the water. Every single push-up is immediately met by push-downs. We are at extraordinary support. Maybe there is a little bit more drop. My main line is at 1.2770. 1.2770. So anywhere between around here to 1.2770 is absolute essential support. We will see oversold bounces, but I have not yet seen anything that indicates to me that there is a massive short covering or there is a shift of sentiment between the USD and the dollar and the euro. It seems to me that it's still under pressure, a little bit of a support building up, but nothing constructive at all telling us that we are about to change trend. Therefore, you're going to monitor extremely in detail the 1.2824. That level breaks. All these that are long in this consolidation are going to start to freak out. And for the upside to break, obviously we have to deal with today's high. So you have now 1.2908 and 1.2824 to work with. Upside of 2908 should take us to 1.2966 and then 1.3. Below 1.2825, I do not know what kind of a reaction it will create, but it could become quite violent. So that's it for today. Check my website out, www.profiletraders.com, and join my trading community if you wish to learn about market profile trading, real education, real trading, and no BS. Have a good evening.